Hello students! We have watched a very interesting video on the plant kingdom. Now, you know how plants are classified based on some features and characteristics. Then, what about animals? Students, today I came up with an information on the animal kingdom. How animals are classified and named especially based on which kind of characteristics. Listen carefully to know the information perfectly. Before that, learn some keywords. Keywords. Flora. The plants of a particular region, habitat or geological period. Fauna. All the animal species found in a particular region at a particular time. Diversity. The occurrence of various types of living beings which differ from one another in external form and appearance, internal structure, nutrition, behavior, habitat, etc. Variation. Any difference between the individuals in a species or groups of organisms in any species. Animal kingdom. A basic group of natural objects that includes all living and extant animals. Domain. The highest taxonomic rank above the kingdom level. Phylum. Phyla can be thought of as grouping organisms based on the general specialization of body plan. Coelomic. The fluid-filled body cavity of an animal that contains the internal organs. Bilateral symmetry. Body symmetry, where the body can be divided into two identical halves in only one plane. Triploblastic. A condition of the gastrula in which there are three primary germ layers. The ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Learning objectives. We are going to gain knowledge on how invertebrates of the animal kingdom are classified into various groups based on their characteristics or features. Various characteristics of porifera. Coelenterate or cnidaria. Platyhelminthes, Nemathelminthes or Nematoda. Annelida, Orthopoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Concept map. Animalia. These are organisms that are eukaryotic, multicellular and heterotrophic. Their cells do not have cell walls. Most animals are mobile. They are further classified based on differentiation in the extent and type of the body design found. The major groups are porifera. The word porifera means organisms with pores, means holes. These are sedentary animals attached to some solid support. There are holes or pores all over the body. This leads to a canal system that helps in circulating water throughout the body to bring in food and oxygen. The body design involves very minimal differentiation and division into tissues. They are commonly called sponges and are mainly found in marine habitats. Some examples are Euplectilla, Cycon, Spongilla, etc. Coelenterata or cnidaria. These are aquatic forms showing more body design differentiation as compared to poriferans. There is a cavity in the body. The body is made up of two layers of cells, diploblastic one forming the outer layer. Ectoderm, while the other forming the inner layer. Endoderm. Some live in colonies, like the corals. They lead a solitary life. Example, hydra, jellyfish, and sea anemones. Platyhelminthes. The body of animals in this group is far more complexly designed than in the two other groups we have considered so far. The body is bilaterally symmetrical, meaning that the left and the right halves of the body have the same design. There are 3 layers of cells from which differentiated tissues can be made. That is why such animals are called triploblastic. This allows outside and inside body linings as well as some organs to be made. The body is flattened dorso-ventrally from top to bottom. That is why these animals are called flatworms. They are either free-living or parasitic. Some examples of free-living animals like planarians or parasitic animals like planarians, liver fluke and tapeworms. Nematoda. They are bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. However, the body is cylindrical. There are tissues but no real organs, although a sort of body cavity or a pseudocoelom is present. Pseudocoelom means coelom which is covered on either side by a mesodermal layer. These are very familiar as parasitic worms causing diseases. Such as the worms causing elephantiasis, filarial worms, or the worms in the intestines, roundworms or pinworms. Annelida. Annelids are bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic, but in addition they have a body cavity. This allows true organs to be protected in the body structure. There is thus extensive organ differentiation. This differentiation occurs in a segmental fashion with the segments lined up one after the other from the anterior to the posterior end. These animals are found in a variety of habitats. Freshwater, leech, marine water, nereis, as well as land, earthworms, arthropoda. This is probably the largest group of animals. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical and segmented. There is an open circulatory system, and so the blood does not flow in well-defined blood vessels. The coelomic cavity is filled with blood. They have jointed legs. The word arthropod means jointed legs. Some familiar examples are prawns, butterflies, cockroaches, houseflies, spiders, scorpions, and crabs. Mollusca. In the animals of this group, there is bilateral symmetry. The coelomic cavity is reduced. There is little segmentation. They have an open circulatory system and kidney-like organs for excretion. There is a foot that is used for moving around. Examples are snails, octopuses, and mussels. Echinodermata. In Greek, echinos means hedgehog. And derma means skin. Thus, these are spiny, skinned organisms. These are exclusively free-living marine animals. They are triploblastic and have a coelomic cavity. They also have a peculiar water-driven tube system that they use for moving around. They have hard calcium carbonate structures that they use as a skeleton. Examples are starfishes and sea urchins. Points to remember. The body design involves very minimal differentiation and division into tissues in poriference. The body is made up of two layers of cells, diploblastic in cnidaria. The body is bilaterally symmetrical and there are three layers of cells from which differentiated tissues can be made, called triploblastic. In platyhelminthes, There are tissues, but no real organs. Although a sort of body cavity or a pseudocoelom is present in nematodes. This differentiation occurs in a segmental fashion from anterior to posterior end in annelids. There is an open circulatory system and the coelomic cavity is filled with blood in arthropods. Next open circulatory system, kidney-like organs for excretion, and even the foot is seen firstly in mollusks. Echinoderms are triploblastic, have a coelomic cavity, a peculiar water-driven tube system for moving around can be noticed, and they have hard calcium carbonate. Recall,